right, let's look at the Detroit Lions schedule. I've seen a little bit of it. Like I said, I ain't invested in this shit no more like I used to as far as like scheduling. Because one thing you continue to find out about the scheduling and stuff, bro, like shit change. People get injured, teams fall off. And football is such a high collision sport that you don't know who's gonna be the same next year. I mean, you could be the best running back last year, and this year you can just fall off. Everybody got a neurological punch count or body blow count in football. So it's hard to predict these things. Do I have a lot of confidence going into the Lions this year? No, I have no confidence going in any year with the Detroit Lions. I've said that on a number of occasions. I have no confidence. I have no confidence. That's my opinion. Right? But let's check it out. I don't have any expectations. So it's not like, I don't. But Detroit Lions announced today, and it's their website, that their 2025 regular season schedule that features 12 nationally televised games, 12 out of 17 games? Is it 16, 17 games? Woo! Including at least one on each broadcast network, 5 primetime games, a Christmas game matchup. So they got 5 primetime games in primetime, 6 including Christmas on the network, so 6. And they have 6 other nationally syndicated games. All right. So they start off the season at Green Bay on CBS. That's hilarious. That's on the 2 NFC North teams playing on CBS. So I thought they said it was going to be on Fox. It's supposed to be Fox game of the week. Week 2, they are home versus Chicago and Ben Johnson. And I think they open it up Monday Night Football. I could be wrong. Versus the Minnesota Vikings, or they may be just opening up against the Minnesota Vikings. Then the following week, where they probably gonna get cream, going to Baltimore because we just don't handle moving quarterbacks well. That'll be on Monday Night Football at Baltimore. So they got 2 cold weather teams out the way early in September. I mean, that's what Kirby Joseph wanted. If you've seen the shorts, that's what he was saying. So 2 of the cold weather teams on the road, NFL did them a favor. They got them out the way quick, fast, in a hurry. I believe it's a total of 6 of them damn near that can be in cold weather. But I see another one down there that's going to be quiet and that's going to be warm. So it's going to be warm around that time. So let's keep it moving. Let's talk about this other game, this other one. So Cleveland, we play Cleveland, and a lot of people probably want to go and see Shador. Regular 1 p.m. Fox game. I don't predict wins and losses, but I will say this: they better win 3 of the first 4. That's all I'm saying. That first one is critical. That second one is critical, and all of them is critical. You got the Cincinnati Bengals. So you get them in October. It ain't gonna be cold. So you get them in October. Oh, the NFL low key did the Lions right. Cause check this out: they got Green Bay, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Kansas City. They got 4 out of their 6 cold weather games in the first 6 weeks before you even get to November. And with global warming, a lot of times we be outside hooping with no shirt on in Thanksgiving. So the NFL did show the Lions some love. We got to say that, because 1, 2, 3, 4 out of your cold weather 6 teams, I believe it is, I counted, are that you on the road. You can get that in the first month and a half. Then Monday night, you going to Tampa, another Monday night game. That's because of the history that we got with Tampa. We owed them from last year. I like Baker Mayfield though. I really do. Baker Mayfield. I like Baker Mayfield a lot, man. I like the adversity that he overcame in Cleveland and bouncing around. And I ain't gonna lie, I like him because he stuck that flag in the middle of Ohio State. Let me keep it real, but I do like his game. Then you. And Sunday you at home against November 2nd after the bye. I think that's a halfway bye. I think it's still considered early, but it's halfway through the season. You have Minnesota out the bye. Then you probably in another America's game of the week versus at the Commanders, which November 9th, it still may be fairly warm there, so it may not be totally cold. Then November 16th, you want Sunday Night Football against the Eagles. So in reality, you get 2. In reality, you ain't really going nowhere cold. You ain't going nowhere cold. All the cold weather teams is out. So things like right around December is when it really started to get cold. But the Washington Commander game, and the Eagle game stretch, that's a critical stretch. 2 national televised games, primetime game in Philly. I think that's very important. You know, you know, but yeah, that's very important. You know, so I mean, if you a Lion fan, you got to be encouraged by this schedule. It's like the NFL did them a favor. Kirby Joseph, was joking when he said that on Rich Eisen. I got it in the shorts. You know, I was joking, but but yeah. I was joking, but Jesus Christ, they did him a solid, and a lot of the road games in the first half of the season too. So you go on this stretch run. You versus the Giants at home. They should have a good pass rush. You at Green Bay on Thanksgiving, another nationally televised game. Thursday night, after Thanksgiving, so you don't get that extended week. But you get it's a regular week after a short week. I mean, you're going on Thursday again against the Dallas Cowboys. It makes sense. They both play on Thursday night football. I mean, they both play on Thanksgiving, so that makes sense. I wonder would they ever consider putting Dallas and Detroit on Thanksgiving and doing a home and home, the 2 years and just switching other games up. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? And then you go to LA. Who don't want to go to LA? Minus the weird shit. So you go to LA week 15. So that's really a vacation. You at home versus Pittsburgh, so you ain't got to go to Pittsburgh, late in the season, so you at home versus Pittsburgh 4 days later, which is wild as fuck. Excuse my language. You on Netflix playing, the Minnesota Vikings on the short week. What is it? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 fucking days later. Like, it's crazy. You play Minnesota on Christmas. And then you in a TBD against Chicago to end off the season. So they believe Chicago, that's the only bad thing. You going to Chicago in the wintertime, late in the season. That's it. But they think Chicago is going to be playoff contender. So honestly, I like the schedule. For the fans, you get to see Pittsburgh, obviously Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota. You get to see Baker Mayfield on Monday Night Football. Some of their primetime games on the road, unfortunately. Sunday night, Kansas City on the road. Baltimore, Monday night, you on the road. The national televised game versus Green Bay. So the only real bad thing that I see is a lot of your national televised games is on the road. Green Bay on the road, national televised game. Primetime national televised Baltimore on the road. Kansas City on the prime Sunday Night Football on the road. You got Tampa Bay at the crib. Cool. Philadelphia. You play Philadelphia in the primetime game, national televised game on the road. You play the Washington Commanders on the road, and probably the America's game of the week on Fox. That's 5-1. Thanksgiving you on the road. I mean, Thanksgiving you at home, but we really don't count that. But you do get Thursday Night Football versus the Dallas Cowboys. So if you count Thanksgiving, that's 3. I don't know if I'm guessing the Rams game is nationally televised or syndicated. That's 6 national televised games on the road. Where I left right here. And then 7 you going to Minnesota. So you got 7 national televised games or syndicated games on the road and only 3 at the crib. You see the imbalance? That's wild. The imbalance is wild. But if you look at their home teams, Chicago, Cleveland, do you really want to see those in national televised spots? Tampa, Minnesota. I mean, we playing Minnesota, so the Giants, You know, the Steelers might be considered a national game on CBI. I'm not sure. So most of the home opponents are not as scintillating as some of the is not as scintillating as some of the the way upon the way schedule for the Lions is way more sexy, you know. So I get it, but you know that's the yin and the yang about it. That's the bad thing about it is the fact that you have to go on the road, you know, to get a lot of primetime games. You only get 3 primetime games at the crib, and really 2 because we don't count Thanksgiving. So I just feel like Christmas should have been at our crib. Real talk, Christmas should have been at the crib, but maybe they want to give us Christmas and Thanksgiving. But we going on the road. All our primetime games outside of Tampa, the Thanksgiving game with Green Bay, you know what I'm saying, in the Dallas game is on the fucking road. You know what I'm saying? But the trade-off is this, and I take that trade-off. The trade-off is all the cold weather teams is done before it get cold. That's other than going to Chicago at the end of the season, it's cold. And most people think that they will succeed. You know, Chicago will succeed this year. I don't know. I ain't voting against them. I ain't voting with them. But other than that, man, that's all I had, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance to get notifications. We go live drop video. Financially, you want to support the channel. Cash App, $, CJ Good 313. Venmo, CJ Good 313. PayPal link description. Appreciate the love support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Check out the Trade Lines Talk playlist. Peace.